Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be discussing about my predictions for the MLS Cup conference semifinals, which will determine who will be playing in the conference finals. So let's start off with this video. After the FIFA international break, we're back with club soccer, and we're coming back also with the MLS Cup playoffs, starting off with the MLS Cup conference semifinals, which have some pretty interesting matchups for this weekend. So today we're going to be discussing about my preview and predictions for these games. So let's start off with the video. But before we continue, I'd like to tell you guys to like and subscribe because it is very important that you guys like and subscribe so you guys can never miss another video. And also not to forget to follow me on X and on TikTok. There will be more content on those pages. So let's continue with the video. Let's start off with the Eastern Conference, and we'll be going with the first seed of Philadelphia Union facing off against New York City FC, the fifth seed in the conference. So, New York City FC is a very, very feisty team. They are a very scrappy team. Defensively, they're pretty strong with Matt Freese in goal, but I do think they're going to struggle to score here, especially without Alonso Martinez, who also missed this FIFA international break with Costa Rica with an injury. So I think without Alonso Martinez, things get much harder for New York City FC going up against this Philadelphia Union side that are the first seed. They are the Community Shield champions, and also, well, they're on hot form right now after defeating the Chicago Fire in 2 games, destroying them in Chicago, by the way. So I think although they can make the game pretty scrappy, I do think Philly just ends up winning here 2-0. Next, we're going with a very highly anticipated matchup. Inter Miami going to the state of Ohio to face off against FC Cincinnati. Inter Miami, with their highly recognizable superstars, some of the big names Messi, Suarez, Alba, Busquets, and Paul. And also, I forgot to mention, we're at the stage of the MLS Cup playoffs where any game right now can be Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets' last ever game. So if you want to see Busquets and Alba end their careers on a high note, you better hope that they at least win both of these two games so they can reach the final at least. Because like this is it. Like if they lose, their career is over. So yeah, you better hope that they can win this game and the next game to at least reach the final. So yeah, we're at the stage of the MLS Cup playoffs where it's a must win game. And this is going to be a must watch game because both teams have some talents and they have a lot of talents. And although FC Cincinnati might not have the big names like Air Miami, they do have some of the most talented players in the league. Evander, one of the best players in the league, in my opinion, has had a very good season with FC Cincinnati coming from the Portland Timbers. Had himself a great season and is the player to watch for FC Cincinnati. And also, they have two good strikers, Kevin Denke and Brenner. Brenner being very decisive in that Columbus Crew Game 3 match. So, yeah, this is going to be a very good game to watch, but I do think FC Cincinnati ends up beating Inter Miami here. Next, we're going with the Western Conference, and we're going to the West Coast, to the Sunshine State, as San Diego FC faces off against Minnesota United. Minnesota United is one of the most unorthodox teams in the league. Many expected that Yeboah would have himself another good season with Minnesota, but that didn't happen at all. But one of their top scorers is very interestingly their left back, Anthony Marcanic. I somewhat know him because he's from the same county as me, so yeah, it's pretty interesting that he scored 10 goals this season for Minnesota United, so that speaks a lot that they are a very unorthodox team. Daniel Pereira is going to be the player to watch offensively for them, but Dane Sinclair is, I think, he's their best player. He just won Goalkeeper of the Year, so he's going to be the player to watch on this Minnesota United team. But San Diego has a lot more talent when compared to Minnesota United. Many people expected that offensively, Irving Lozano, a player that has had a lot of experience in Europe, will be their star player offensively, but no, Andres Dreyer has been by far their best player and MVP candidate, and he had himself a really, really great season. And his left foot is something to behold. While they also have some other weapons on their team, like Irving Lozano, a lot of people expected him to be like Carlos Vela, but I was like, some no, no, no. Like Carlos Vela, when he came over, he was in his prime. He just came from La Liga and was one of the best attacking players in La Liga, while Irving Lozano was a bench player in the Eredivisie. So there's levels to this, but still, Irving Lozano still had himself a pretty good season with San Diego. And also, they have a lot of youth. Luca Bombino, I think he's also a player to watch for this game. One of the best U20 prospects in the league. So, yeah, he's also a player to watch for this team. The midfield, very, very good. And yeah, this is a very good San Diego side. And I do think talent here is going to be decisive in this game. And I do think San Diego's talent is going to win this game for them. I think they're going to win here 3-1. Next, we're going with the game to watch this weekend, and we're going across the American-Canadian border as the Vancouver Whitecaps faces off against LAFC, two of the most recognizable names that came to the league this summer, Thomas Muller and Heung-min Son. They're facing off against each other in these MLS Cup conference semifinals, and both teams have gotten so much better since their superstars have came to their franchises. The Vancouver Whitecaps have only lost one game since the former Bayern Munich player has come over to their team, and LAFC has gotten so much better, especially offensively, as the Korean international has come over to their team. So both teams have gotten so much better since both of their superstars have come over to their teams, and this is going to be a very close game to watch. And I do think the Whitecaps end up here advancing in penalties, especially because there's a home side. So I do think they end up just narrowly beating LAFC. So yeah, these are my predictions. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.